Hello YouTubers, this is Cessnaace back again with another 10 video ads video, this time concentrating on LaserDiscs. I know I've been showing a lot of VHS tapes lately. That's mainly because I was so far behind in showing VHS tapes. But then I got to the point where I was way behind on showing LaserDiscs and DVDs. Still way behind on showing VHS tapes, but I'll save those for another time. Over the past week, I've received a number of CDs that I ordered that are either in Swedish or are done by Swedish artists. Everybody here knows I'm a big fan of ABBA, especially Agnetha. Prior to the formation of ABBA, each of the four members of ABBA had successful careers in Sweden, in the music industry. Bjorn was a member of a popular group in Sweden known as the Hootenanny Singers. Benny Andersson was a member of a very popular group in Sweden called Hepstars. Frida had a successful solo career, as did Agnetha. Agnetha had already released 4 solo albums in Swedish and appeared on stage as Mary Magdalene in the Swedish production of Jesus Christ Superstar even before ABBA formed. One by one, the members of ABBA began meeting each other, and the rest, they say, is history. But real briefly, this CD did not make the trip from Sweden all that well. It's got a crease, a crack in the case, but that could easily be remedied. Benny Andersson. It's a real thick pamphlet, or insert. It's all in Swedish. Agnetha, all of the ones that I had so far are her Swedish albums, and they were all produced by legendary film director Ingmar Bergman. And I had noticed that she had either written or co-written some of the songs that were on those albums. Well, some of these CDs were produced by Agnetha herself. Not all of them, but some of them. Eyes of a Woman, English Language, came out in '85. Wrap Your Arms Around Me, English Language, came out in '83, the year after ABBA broke up. My coloring book. Of course, coloring is spelled the way the English spell it, with a U. Americans don't spell it with a U, but then we don't spell labor with a U or Harper with a U either. In any event, my coloring book. Produced by Agnetha Faltskog. This was one of the ones she produced. A joint album from the 2 female leads of ABBA, Agnetha and Frida, the voice of ABBA. The next one is in Swedish and was released in '80, which is 2 years before ABBA broke up. And I don't know how to say the title of this album. I'm thinking that might be her daughter or something, but I don't really know. There's a cover on this CD of the song I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus, except it's in Swedish. Okay, now going on to Frida. Something's Going On. This album was produced by none other than Phil Collins. Frida also wrote some of the songs that are on her CDs. This CD came out originally in '72, which is 2 years before ABBA burst on the scene. All of the songs are the titles are all in Swedish, except for one, Fernando. Now, I'm one of the DVD documentaries that I have, and I'm now up to 12 ABBA-related DVDs. One of them, can't remember if it was Benny or Bjorn, but he was talking about how the song Fernando had originally been a song on one of Frida's solo albums, and it was rearranged and reworked and used as an ABBA song. Most of the songs, if not all the others, that ABBA performed were written by the two male members of the group, Benny and Bjorn. I don't know if they have any CDs out, but the most successful of the ABBA tribute bands, that's a rather clever title for their name, Bjorn again. This is Shine. You want a piece of me? You want a piece of me? This includes the title song Shine, but also a extended mix of the song Shine that was released as a 12-inch maxi single in I told you I wasn't going to spend much time on covering these CDs because I'm going to cover them later, so I'm going to go as fast as I can without damaging anything. But I know that in here it lists all the countries that 12-inch vinyl maxi single was released in for a Shine extended mix. Released on 12-inch single in Sweden, Great Britain, West Germany, and the Netherlands. Okay, now on to the LaserDiscs. 10. I got most of these from ABC Lasers, which is a seller that sells through the LaserDisc database. I checked, and only one of the titles that I'm going to show you had any reported cases of defects, and that title only had one reported case. And I don't remember off the top of my head which one it was. So, there. Okay, Roy Scheider and Anne Margaret. 52 pickup. Now, eventually Image Entertainment became the largest distributor of LaserDiscs in the United States, releasing 100 titles every month. They started off, though, as a publisher of porn on LaserDisc. The first label they signed with outside of the porn industry was Media Home Entertainment. Also available on video cassette from Media Home Entertainment. Manufactured by 3M. Have good luck with 3M. They were a good manufacturer. Had even better luck with Kuraray, one of the plants in Japan. In fact, the only LaserDisc manufacturer that I've run across that I can't find any defective discs for reported anywhere. I guess one of the main reasons for that is they manufactured their own plastic, and also maybe they had tighter control of all the other elements that went into making a LaserDisc. I know that in the 90s, when Pioneer's U.S. plant started having problems, they stopped importing or stopped using the plastic from the source they were using, and they started importing it from Kuraray, and their quality shot up again. This is from Warner Home Video, Accidental Tourist. And while Warner Home Video, part of Warner Brothers, while they had two LaserDisc manufacturing facilities, one in the US and one in West Germany, this one was made by Pioneer. Their facilities were referred to as WEA Manufacturing. And they're still around because I see WEA Manufacturing on CDs and I see it on DVDs. Action Jackson. This is early cover design for Image Entertainment. They had a kind of a image of a LaserDisc in the background on their covers back then. Usually when I'm trying to get a ballpark estimate on when a disc was released, I go by the artwork and summary copyright, which is 1988. That was a disreputable practice, by the way. Once the CD format came out and was a big hit, some publishers began putting CD video logo on LaserDiscs, and it was highly deceptive. Although the CD format, as well as the DVD format, would not exist if it were not for the LaserDisc format. You'd be surprised how many LaserDisc patents there are in a CD or DVD or Blu-ray player. Adventures in Babysitting. I believe this was back when Disney was self-distributing. Fox self-distributed, Warner self-distributed, MGM self-distributed. So you had all those companies self-distributing. You had Image releasing 100 titles every month. You had Pioneer. And eventually, kind of ironic, Image became the exclusive distributor of LaserDiscs for all of the Disney labels. Miramax, Touchstone, Hollywood Pictures, Disney. Ironic because, as I said, Image got their start publishing porn on LaserDisc, and they never really did stop until the end of the format, but they made it less and less noticeable on packaging who they were. They went under the name LaserDisc Entertainment, if I remember correctly. Okay, Laura Dern. Afterburn. Don't think it has anything to do with the Sega game Afterburner. Just a hunch. Trying to get through these as fast as I can because I have a migraine, so I need to eat. So this video may not have any links added until later. This is Air Supply in Hawaii from Pioneer Artists. Chapter encoded. Practice that started with LaserDisc. Each song is given its own chapter. I've had people email me and PM me asking me more details about the LaserDisc format. It started in '78. It's when LaserDisc format launched, and it ceased to exist in the US in '99, but continued on until about 2001 in Japan, although Pioneer continued to make LaserDisc players for the Japanese market up through March of, I believe it was 2008. I already have the first film in this series on LaserDisc and the fourth film in this series on LaserDisc. Now I have the second film. Amityville 2, The Possession. The strange thing is, they're not. You would think that a series would be consistently released by the same home video label. But I've got films in the series released by Vestron, Vidmark. This one's released by, or was released by, Embassy Home Entertainment. That's the thing about collecting videos is movie catalogs change hands so much and are moved around all over the place. In 1981, there were not one, not two, but three films released that centered around werewolves. This after about 15 years of no werewolf movie at all. One was An American Werewolf in London. At the same time, you had The Wolfen, and you had The Howling. Directed by Joe Dante. Okay, and the last one is a music title. And it is still sealed. One for All Tour, Bee Gees Live. This was released by MPI. Again, chapter encoded. Each song has its own chapter. Getting kind of back to ABBA for just a second. When they produced a demonstration disc to try and sell the format, one of the things that was on that demonstration disc was ABBA. Because back then, 78, ABBA was huge. They were kind of the Beatles of the 70s. And if you don't believe me, look at some of the DVD documentaries and look at the crowds that would gather outside of their hotel rooms. They couldn't go anywhere without being swamped, which is one of the reasons why Agnetha hated going on the road. She didn't mind being on stage, but just the whole traveling and you can't go anywhere, you can't do anything. Quite frankly, that would get to me too. Until next time, stay awesome.